So, Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown debuted yesterday, March 30th on Discovery Family. And the overall reception that it got from the fans was very, I would say, mediocre, very lukewarm. And the reason for it, to get to the point as quickly as I can, is the fact that they noticed something that I already noticed when I read the synopsis for this. And that is, Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown was serving nothing more than just as a sequel, mini-sequel, 0.5 extension, however you want to call it, to the My Little Pony movie. But instead of using the characters from the movie to tell the story, they instead decided to use the Equestria Girls. And why? Well, it's real simple. It's for the very reason that a lot of fans are kind of mixed about, and kind of were hoping was not going to happen, or knew was obvious from the get-go. And that is the fact that both Equestria Girls and Friendship is Magic is in the same continuity and somewhat the same timeline. And not a lot of people like this, and some do, because at least you know that if you're a fan of Sunset Shimmer, she's technically a Friendship is Magic character, and that opens the door for her to show up on their end of things in the near future. Just getting me some coffee there. But it opens the door for that to happen. But I think the other thing that kind of dragged the special down in the eyes of a lot of folks, including Dr. Wolf, was it felt like at times the pacing was all over the place. I mean, according to Dr. Wolf, it felt like the first half kind of dragged, and it wasn't until the second half, especially when they ended up in Equestria, that being Sci-Twi, Sunset, and Human Rainbow, that things kind of picked up a little bit more, but that was about it. And besides that, well, how do I put this? It felt like, as some people put it, again, including Dr. Wolf, it felt like basically opportunities were squandered. You see, the one thing that sold people on to watch, the one thing that Hasbro, I should say, sold people on to watch this special was the fact that you had the characters going into Equestria. And when you sell a moment like that happening, of course you're going to get people excited because the potential is there for interactions of the humane six in pony form meeting the actual main six at the same time. Or, you know, something like Flash Sentry, as we saw at the end in pony form, interacting with Twilight Sparkle, someone he actually has feelings for, even though he knows she's a pony and she's a princess. You know, all these opportunities, like I said, were just, in the eyes of fans, squandered. And they shouldn't have been. But the other overall consensus, when I mention that, is the fact that fans felt they were lied to. It's like they felt they were lied to, or they felt that Hasbro and the staff behind the special dropped the ball on what they could have done. Now, other situations as well didn't help out. A lot of folks have commented that these situations could have easily been done in their own individual shorts that could have preceded the special. For example, you have Applejack getting seasick. You know, you could have done a short on that. You have, you know, Pinkie Pie getting obsessed over a certain chocolate cake and wanting to stop at nothing to get a bite. You know, you have Rarity having this spring fling or flirtation with this ragamuffin character who has this foreign accent, but then we find out at the end it's not really a foreign accent. And then you have Rainbow being Rainbow, probably more so than usual, and the only characters that felt like they were written competently was Sunset, Sci-Twi, and Fluttershy. And like I said, you take some of those moments, Rarity, Applejack, Pinkie Pie, and you could have easily made them, a lot of fans felt basically you could have easily made them into their own individual shorts that preceded the special. But instead they decided to, I guess, put it all into one pot and see what happens. And I think that's what turned off a lot of folks, was the fact that you had these little mini arcs with the characters that felt unnecessary and took up time that could have been used to help expand the story even more so. Overall, from what the overall feeling I get, and I'll be the judge of it, and I'll probably say something later on, or I'll be the judge of my own opinion, I should say, and I'll say something probably later on. The overall consensus that I'm getting is fans just felt like, as I said earlier, it was just a mediocre special that's there. You can rewatch it if you want, but it's more along the lines of being skippable. You know, I'm guessing some fans felt maybe it was unnecessary to have to include the Equestria girls into the story arc involving the Storm King in some way, but also basically canonize the fact that both shows are one and the same almost. They're basically the same continuity and timeline, and I think that's another thing that turned a lot of fans off. So, you know, again, a lot of opportunities, I will admit, especially with the, you know, them going to Equestria, not once but twice, especially the ending, was there, and a lot of fans felt they were just squandered and not taken advantage of. And when one looks at the individual mini arcs, heck, I said this about Rarity's thing with Ragamuffin, and apparently that's going to turn out to be true anyway. It's just something that, like, if you take a look at Tenderhoof in Simple Ways from Friendship is Magic, that episode, it's just something that's going to be there. It's going to be a one and done deal, and we'll never see higher heard of this character ever again. And that's about it. And I even said along the lines that Rarity has more of a chance of being attractive to, and probably getting along with the Equestria Girls version of Spike if somehow some kind of spell gets dropped down on him and he gets turned from a dog into a human teenager. Hey, never say never. But point is, guys. The point is, guys. The overall feeling, and I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, is the special, you could take it or you can leave it. That's about it. And my thought is the reason people feel that way is because when you have someone like Dr. Wolf compare Forgotten Friendship to this and say Forgotten Friendship was the better story flowing, or the better evenly flowing story compared to this, there's a reason for that. Because you see, Forgotten Friendship was adapted from an already established story in a junior novel or novelization. Spring Breakdown was just something they decided to put together to try to cash in or capitalize on the movie, and at the same time, like I said earlier, canonize the fact that both shows are the same continuity and timeline. And that's about it. So whatever special or movie they have next, I'm hoping and praying that they probably improve on it, because it seems they've opened the door for potentially what's going to happen in the future. I mean, one of the things some fans didn't like was you had Sunset still feeling guilty of the fact that she was one of the reasons equestrian magic has seeped into the world. So are they going to capitalize on that? You know, are you going to have a character that's going through the portal that might see that this is the real reason things are happening, and that maybe they need to find, that maybe in a misunderstanding way they need to find a way to stop it? Who knows? But again, hopefully whatever they have planned next is a lot better, and that's really all I'm going to say, guys. I'll probably do a more proper review on the special later on, but I just thought I'd give my thoughts on other fans' reactions to the special so far. So let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.